Greetings, adventurer. I hope you are well. In today's video, I wanted to talk about why you should play or consider playing Black Desert Online if you haven't already played it. So, I'm going to be covering 5 different reasons why I recommend playing the game. Of course, the game has many reasons because there's a lot you can do in it, but I'm going to share the highlights from my journey in Black Desert Online in the hopes that maybe I can motivate you to give it a go and give some tips as well why maybe how you should approach the game if you do give it a go. So without further ado, here are my top 5 reasons for playing Black Desert Online. And the first, for me, the most important point would be the combat system in the game. Now, Black Desert Online falls into the hack and slash genre of the massive multiplayer online role-playing game category. So when one thing to note about hack and slash games are that they all emphasize, there's a lot of emphasis on manual combat. So you can manually auto attack, for example, and you have skills which you can use through however the combat system may be in different games. So in Black Desert Online, the combat is one of the most attractive elements of the game, in my opinion. So you're going to have a lot of fun if you like to use skills and ability and feel in control of your character that you're playing. Whether that be for PvE, so player versus environment, or for PvP, which is player versus player content. Now, there's a lot you can do with the combat system in the game, and obviously there are different skill effects and stuff, so that would be the biggest draw to the game, according to me. The combat system is the reason why I played it, because there's so much you can do with it in the game, and it just feels great if you like those types of games to play one that has a good system. So this, I can assure you, this game has a great combat system, because I've come from another game which was hack and slash genre, and until I played Black Desert Online, I was considering that one the best hack and slash combat, but it's kind of hard to keep up with Black Desert Online because of how much the game offers the player. So yeah, I totally recommend, if you just like pressing buttons and seeing your skill effects and stuff and feeling in control of your character in a very manual way, to give this game a go, because it's absolutely fun to use the skills and abilities, and you obviously unlock more as you level up and stuff, and you can level them up. But yeah, totally, that's what the main reason was for me to start playing the game. And then there was so much more the game offered, so I want to move on to the next point, which is it's got a big world to explore. Yeah, so the map is huge in BDO, and there's lots of little hidden stuff you can find in the game. So the game has great graphics and stuff, so you can really play the game very differently just by how big the world is. So, and there aren't any loading screens for the most part, except from very specific instances. So you can just do really fun stuff, just ride around and explore the lovely scenery. There's so much detail in this game. It's got an insane amount of detail, and I really recommend giving the game a go when you just play it and just hide the user interface and you just walk around. It looks amazing. So the world this is something that tends to apply to any open world MMORPG. You can have a whole adventure just like walking around. So I totally recommend this as another strong selling point of the game, you know, and it's a high amount of detail, so you may just ride past a spot all the time, but then you take a moment to stop and just look, and then you realize and notice all these different things, and it's got so much stuff, and you can do so much with that. In an MMORPG, that's almost like, you know, there are so many different types of MMORPGs, and you really appreciate when the world is done really well. It's got like all these different zones, different like climates, different like, you know, ways that the environment may impact the player. So, you know, it's also like got a weather system. So yeah, the world is definitely another strong selling point of this game. And the other point that I want to talk about, which is also a big reason why a lot of people tend to stick around in Black Desert Online, is the life skilling system. So for an MMORPG that is a grinding game mainly, you don't just have to play the game and progress via grinding, so you actually have the life skill system as another route of progression, and there's so many different life skills which you can do. So like, you know, sailing, fishing, gathering, alchemy, cooking, hunting, you know, there's so many, and all of those different life skills you can use as, you know, you can either progress through just doing that or combine it with the other elements of the game. So I would totally recommend that you just get to know the life skilling system a bit, even if you may only like to play for the combat system, because there's so much you can enjoy with doing the life skills, you know, like I can personally I've done so much like random stuff with life skilling, and it's like, it's a nice, like, you know, if you only like to approach the game in one way to keep it like fresh basically, because yeah, the game is pretty big and it's really up to you how you play the game, and it's really great that you have this other avenue of progression in the game, and it's very rewarding, you know. It's also a different play style, so I definitely recommend that. The life skilling system adds a whole other level of depth to Black Desert Online, and it's really well thought out, and again it adds so much variety of content in the game by the life skills alone. And now the fourth point that I want to talk about today is fun player interactions. This probably applies to any MMORPG, but in Black Desert Online you can have so much fun with players just talking in town, or if you're just like randomly meeting them when you're like riding around outside of the towns and stuff. And yeah, the player base in a lot of games sometimes makes the game worth playing. Like, it is an MMORPG after all, so you know, you can still play solo in an MMORPG and just like be near the other players or whatever, but yeah, I would really encourage you to, you know, like, especially if you're new to the game, like join a guild, talk to some players, have fun, you know, just get to know people, because you know, if you play the game for long enough, you tend to eventually get to know, like, well, it depends. New players are joining and leaving, and old players are taking breaks, so he's gonna get a bit of a weird mix. But yeah, if you stick around, I find BDO tends to be quite a small world, you know, like it has a lot of players, but like the guilds, the main guilds and stuff, like you'll bump into the same players from time to time, and you know, just get to know them if you desire to do so, because you know, every player has a story to share. You may just enjoy just chatting to them, asking them for help of how to play the game or tips and tricks or whatever. So yeah, the player base and so the community basically makes videos so much more fun. Alright, now the fifth reason why I think you should play Black Desert Online is the many different classes. Now, Video has a whole bunch of classes and all with so much varying playstyle. So going back to the first point of the combat system, I think this is one of those games that has something for everyone. You just need to try the different classes, if you know, because every class plays differently, and you know, like the player progression on the different classes can be quite a big different experience, because you know, some classes are better at player versus environment stuff, so PvE, and some classes are better at PvP, so player versus player stuff. So, and obviously there's the tag system in the game, so you can gear one character up and tag another character and copy your gear over to the other character, which is great. Saves you from having to re-gear another character, so you can just keep on tagging one character and then share the gear with another character. It's like really great, so you only have to gear one character up and then you'll basically have gear for every single class, basically, as long as you keep on tagging and tagging. So that way you can, you know, like, I think if you've accidentally maybe chosen and geared up a class that you're maybe not so sure of, that way you can always like switch to a different one, right? Like, so there are many different play styles as a result, so I would totally recommend that you, if you're a new player especially, give each of the classes a go until you find one that aligns with your play style, you know, or whatever else. You know, some people like to play classes for different reasons, so yeah, definitely give all the classes a go, if, well, the ones that you think you'd be interested in, because you can kind of tell if you click on the, you know, the class, when you go into the class creator, it gives you a little bit of information about the playstyle, or you can go on YouTube and have a look at different other people's guides, or just of them grinding at a spot to just get an idea of how the class plays. But at the end of the day, you can kind of choose whatever skills you want to use, so two players may be playing the same class, but they'll be playing very differently. So yeah, definitely give the classes a go. I mean, it's one of those things, especially with the season servers, you're going to end up leveling up a whole bunch of other classes if you know, engage in that content. So yeah, there are so many, again, combine that with the great combat system and that equals a lot of fun, you know, if you're just playing for fun. And like, obviously you can approach the game however you want. So yeah, alright, so those are my top 5 reasons why you should play Black Desert Online. This game is very hard to beat, in my opinion, because it's just, you can just do so much with it, and you know, it's whatever you make it. So yeah, I hope you you know, enjoy the game, because if you do try it, because you can do so much with it, and it's just such a great game to play. Alright then, so yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you once again have a lovely day / night, or whenever you're watching this video really, and yeah, take care, adventurer, on your journey.